Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm excited to have Kelly Daniels joining me um, for this angelic feng shui clearing of her Indian ground that she works on. And I'm going to read a little bit of her bio for you to know more about her. So tonight we're doing angelic feng shui to clear Native American Indian land of the Blackbob Reservation and burial grounds at Blue River Forest Experience in Overland Park, Kansas. Joining us is Kelly Daniels, the owner of this land. And Kelly is a certified forest therapy guide leading Shinrin-Yoku walks and assisting people with their healing through nature at the Blue River Forest Nature Sanctuary near Kansas City in Overland Park, Kansas. Part of the Blackbob Reservation and main campgrounds of the Blackbob Chief of the Shawnee Indians. She shares her passions of helping youth experience nature and healing the Indian grounds. And her contact information is underneath for you to check out her website and social media. So, Kelly, thank you for being here.
Thank you
And
for having me.
oh, you're very welcome. And how about we start with you talking a little about whatever you want to say about the history of the land that you know of it.
Um, so I've been here about 32 years and didn't realize the history when I purchased the property, but felt kind of a sense of many ancestors being here. And it's a valley at the headwaters of the Blue River, which is the largest watershed in Kansas City. And I've had several experiences finding some major artifacts that were 6,000 years old. So, we've had many tribes come through this area, and we have a spring on our property, and there's several springs in the area. So it was actually the main campgrounds. The last Native Americans that were here were the Blackbob Indians. They were actually called Skipika Kamathagi, which is the Blue Water people. That was their real name. And they were part of the Shawnee tribe. And they were considered the Shawnees that were, they didn't want to assimilate. Chief
Mm.
Black Bob was known for not wanting to assimilate. There's different Shawnees, some assimilated, but he didn't want to. He wanted to live in community and he wanted to keep their old ways. And they were forced into the boot hill of uh, Missouri, and then William Clark of Lewis and Clark was an Indian agent and down in St. Louis, and he forced them to come up here. So they came here, and they didn't want to come here, but they had to come here, and there were only a couple hundred of them, and but their land went from the border of Missouri to past Lawrence. So it was a
Mhm.
big area, but this land here where the two rivers come together, it's Coffee Creek and Wolf Creek, come together to form Blue River. This is where the campground, the main campgrounds for the chief were. There's a mound that's kind of behind my house that uh, some think that it's the Blackbob Chief's mom, but we haven't
Oh,
had that confirmed. But there's it's just known the old timers that are in this area. There used to be a cabin where my house is built, and it was built during the Civil War, and so the reason that it actually got uh, it got into a 20-year court battle with in Olathe that the chief was trying to save the reservation, and that squatters came illegally and they started to illegally sell off the reservation land. But of course, it was around the time of also the Civil War. This is close to the Missouri state line, so there was a lot of looting and a lot of uh, people coming through that were really dangerous. And also, they agreed to help fight. They were asked to help fight, and they were called the Shawnee Loyalists also. And
mm,
so they ended up, most of the men dying. And really all that were left were women and children, and they were forced to sell it. So
Mm,
the people that bought the land from them, I bought the land from the people that bought the land from the Indians. So there's only been two owners since that. And I've been told that I came here to protect and to bring back joy to the land, because there was a lot of healing that needed to be done here because of all the fighting and the things that came through because of the Civil War. And and uh so my job is to um bring back the understandings of the original people. So my nonprofit Blue River Forest Experience, we facilitate experiences with like the original wild earth-based living skills through, nature immersion experiences and earth-based arts, teaching clay making and cordage and basket weaving for the adults and children. We have 10 weeks
mm,
of camps, day camps that we do all summer. And then we do the Shinrin-Yoku forest bathing and wild edible wanders and things like that. And it's all about immersion, people getting back to the land and learning to love it again. And bringing back the understandings that earth takes care of us, and helping the children to like find a plant that they can chew up and put on a bug bite and it makes it feel better, and
mhm,
and empower them to feel that they can take care of themselves, when they learn these little skills, and that there's so much more to nature than just poison ivy. They
correct.
can actually, which I've eradicated on the land, because I don't want them to have a bad experience. But but they feel so happy here, and so many of the kids even say, I feel like I can be myself here, and I feel so happy. And so many of the parents come and they say, I don't know what you're doing, but my kids don't want to go to any other camps. They only want to go there all summer. So we actually do have kids that come through the whole summer, but there's a lot of you know free play. So we have a lot of different kinds of kids. We take all kids, some special needs kids, a lot. We really don't turn anyone away, and we just help them immerse, and we create a tribe with them. We circle them up and we give everyone a voice, and we play a lot of games, and they just feel so happy here. And
Mm,
sometimes they're covered, they just cover themselves in mud. It's like, everybody's always told them not to get dirty, stay out of the rain. Here they're just like in it, and they're like, wow. There's something about this. There's like, I had a 12-year-old that, he told me he didn't really want to get muddy or anything, and I said, okay, we'll see about that. and and he said he ends up like with mud all over him, and he's like, I don't know what it is, but I really like this. So I think we're tapping into something like that comes from like something deep within them, like some ancestral healing that they're experiencing and reconnecting with. And that's what we want to do, because kids are growing up with, you know, uh, cell phones and screens, and they're living on concrete and asphalt and completely disconnected from the nature. And there's a nature deficit disorder. I mean, there's a reason why people are having a hard time, and it's our disconnection to nature. And that, because that's part of our birthright, it's who we are. We are part of nature, and when we disconnect from that, we have problems, and we get sick, and we kind of get stressed out and have all these things. So it's really neat to like help people heal, and that's what we do here. That's what we do with the children and adults, and the whole theme is, finding your joy, remembering who you are, and that you are part of nature, and how to have skills to like to heal with that, to continue to do things in your life that help you to be connected with that. We want there to be future environmentalists, because if they're behind phones and they don't understand nature, they're not going to want to save it. So, we're in a kind of a desperate need right now for children to reconnect and develop a relationship with a place. Sometimes they'll go to on vacation for a week to Colorado, but they don't get to really learn about a place. And here we have camps all year round. So on all the days off that Blue Valley has school has off, we do camps and we do day camps all year long. So the kids get to see what it's like in the winter. They see what it's like in the spring. There's different wild edibles that happen in the spring that aren't there in the fall. And they get to know it. We have a bluff in the back that's this really cool rock passageway, and we have climbing trees and zip lines and just so many magical places, and they get to know it, and they're so proud of it, and they want to show their parents, their place. It's like their place. It's like, and that's what you want. You want them to feel they belong somewhere, and that's what we do.
That's
It's really fun.
beautiful. Yeah. So what age of kids then?
We do mostly 6 to 12.
Okay.
But we have older kids that help because, they grow up, and so we have a lot of kids that come back and work with us with um, helping with the kids. So and then we do things with adults, and sometimes we do things with the younger kids. It's just whatever we happen to have on the
Mhm.
schedule this year.
That's so great. Would you want to tell about your solstice and equinox activities too?
Um, s- so we've been doing sound healings where we record nature in the valley, and we do these sound bath experiences with the nature sounds, and we use different instruments. I played the guitar and the Native American flute, and we have sound bowls and gongs, and it's just like this beautiful experience that we take people through, and it's part of our fundraising to help raise money for our camps for our kids, because sometimes we have people that can't afford it, and we want to make sure that everybody can come. And so we have things like that we do that are fundraisers and
Mm.
also healing experiences as well.
Right, right. Um, and I know I'd seen in some of your social media you'd had the Tibetan monks there
Yeah.
at your place too.
Yeah, we host different things with different indigenous cultures, and um I actually had um uh, a day where I was in my gardens, and I was thinking, what I really want is I want this place to be like a meditative place, like where kind of like Plum Village where Thich Nhat Hanh lives. And I was thinking, yeah, I was like imagining I would love to have monks walking around these gardens. And 2 weeks later, I get a call from the Tibetan monks that they're looking for a place to host some events. And so in 2 weeks,
Wow,
2 weeks later, I have all the 9 Tibetan monks coming out of their van in my front yard.
wow.
And I was like, wow, I need to start visualizing more often. And we also have a monk that is coming to do a retreat in September, a week-long retreat. And he has a master's in Harvard, and he was born in Sri Lanka. And my son and I met him at a retreat that he did in Missouri. And I told him about what we do, and he said he wanted to come here and
Mm,
do. So we feel really blessed that we're going to have his name's Bante Kusala, and that's going to be about the third week of September. So we'll keep posted with that. We don't have it on the schedule yet, but it's definitely happening. So we're excited about that, especially with all the Walk of Peace happening. And, it's just, they're a beautiful presence to have. And I felt very honored to have them on my land. They did puja ceremonies and clearings of, throughout the land, and also did artwork here and the sand painting, and had the kids do sand paintings, and
Mm.
just it was just really magical. And they cooked for us too. They had a dinner that they made for
Wow.
everybody. Yeah, so it was really powerful. I
Yeah.
thought.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, the other another thing that I know you do is you're a very good photographer, professional photographer, right? And
Yeah.
how
Yeah,
how do you tie that in with your land?
well, it was really what created the land. When I came here 32 years ago, I was looking for property to do my portrait photography. So that's called the Kelly Gallery Gardens. And I do that for people when they request it, but I don't advertise anymore or anything. But I did that for 30 years. That's how I made a living. And I did portrait art of children and families in the gardens, in that's why I created the gardens that I have. So the
Mhm.
pond, I built the pond and the stone bridge, and I have ducks, and I have these just beautiful flower gardens and things that I created to do my photography. And so it was designed for that. And even that was like I only did my photography outdoors, and it was all about immersing them outside and helping kids feel comfortable in the flowers with the bees, and and making them feel happy and joyful, and so again, it's always been about like bringing love and joy and to the land, and making people feel beautiful and happy. And so I that was really what drew me here first, is I was looking for a place where I could raise my children, because I would do photography on location in Chicago and Kansas
Mhm.
City for the affluent market. And I did that for years. And I wanted to have a place where they could come to me instead of me going on location all the time. So that's why I created this place. That's why I built my home. I designed my home and built my home. And so many people, thousands of people in Kansas City know me as the Kelly Gallery. So,
Okay.
a lot of people will come to the end of the road and they're like, wait a minute, this is that photographer. So so I've kind of changed my identity somewhat, because this is kind of my passion, is really to connect people to nature, and my passion is to be in nature, and to, just to enjoy, and bring the children and teach the children and help the children to be happy. And my son's work, my older son is works with the nonprofit. He runs the nonprofit. So it's also, something that I could create for my sons to carry on when I'm gone. And so to kind of leave a legacy and leave something that can continue on after I'm gone, because the Kelly Gallery is pretty much Kelly. But I can do the Blue River thing, that can be my sons or whoever can do that in the future. So
Right. Ah, a lovely life too, right?
yeah, it is. It's a beautiful place to be. It's
It is. Yeah.
I try to enjoy it. That's part of my goal now, is it's time for me to take my walks in the forest instead
Yeah.
of working all the time. And it's a lot when you have your work at your home, and that kind of thing, but it's a good life. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And you don't do any more, are your horse rides over? Like your
Yeah, well, I facilitate some, I have some Native American friends, some Potawatomi and Lakota friends that have had me do memorial rides, help them with memorial rides. I had a sister, she was my adopted Lakota sister, but she was Potawatomi actually, but she was raised in South Dakota with a Lakota father. And she had cancer, and she wanted me to ride for her in the Wounded Knee ride. And they gave us horses for my sons to ride. And then when she died, her husband wanted me to help with a 14-day ride from the Potawatomi Reservation in uh, close to Topeka by you,
Mhm.
and up to Marty, South Dakota. and it was a pretty incredible experience. And uh, we could literally make a movie about it. It was pretty
I
amazing.
bet.
And then we've done other rides for her husband, um, Potawatomi Trail of Death. She really wanted us to do that, and we've done that from Heritage Park to the to a park that is owned by the Catholic Church, by Parker, and it's where the end of the Potawatomi Trail of Death was, where
Mm,
they ended up being dumped off at really in the middle of nowhere in the middle of winter, like kind of a
mm,
normal, thing. And this was Indian land. So, once you cross the border of Missouri, you're in Kansas was Indian land. So this was where they ended up. It's about an hour south of here. So we did a 4-day ride with that. And um I I checked into seeing if anybody else had done this, even the walk, for this trail. And the only people that have walked it were ministers
mm,
and priests, because and a bishop happened to be walking it the first year that we did it. And it's because when they were rounded up and forced to walk, 850 of them, they were rounded up in their church because they were Catholics, and they were
mm.
like living in regular houses and everything. And they were forced to start walking, and it was because of the Indian Removal Act. And so their priest went with them, and he died also after coming here.
Mm,
And so sometimes these bishops and priests do sabbaticals, and they'll walk it. And so I called this bishop and I said, would you like to ride for the last 4 days of this? Because it's if we did it by horse, it would be 30 days. But I
mm,
chose to do 4 days. And he was so happy, because he was in tears, because the priest that had walked it before told him that if there's anything they would do different, it would be not to be alone when they walked in, because it was so depressing.
mm,
There's 160 graves there for the Potawatomi.
mm,
And anyway, he rode with us, and it was the first time since like 1834 that Native Americans rode in on horseback with a bishop, with a minister. And so it was pretty historical, and it felt pretty powerful when we rode in. So we do have a couple horses on the land now. And uh we'll probably do future rides, but I don't have anything scheduled yet,
mhm,
particularly, mainly because my friend who died of cancer, she actually had a day named after her in South
mm,
Dakota, because she was of her work with
mm.
helping children. And then he has cancer now. So
Oh,
he's probably not going to be here for very long. So
mm,
he was why we did the rides. So
mhm,
so I'm not sure exactly how many more we're going to do without him.
mm. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, before we go into the clearing, would you want to tell people how to contact you?
You can go to BlueRiverForestExperience.org, and that would be the main way. And uh we have a phone number, but I can't remember what it was. It's a new one. It was my cell phone number, but there's another number. But you go to .org, and you're going to be able to get on like the mailing list when we like. That's what I would recommend to do, to get on there, because we're going to let people know when the monks are coming. But we do have the camps already scheduled out, and they're already booking up. So it's definitely good to go there if you want to do the camps, and get on the schedule for that, because we limit it. We don't have huge classes. We do like 20 up to 24 kids. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh, very good. All right. Well, For the clearing part, like I said, I do angelic feng shui, and so it's kind of mainly just I guess mental or emotional. I mean, in I follow the angels around to as they do the clearing and
Uh-huh.
everything, and so I kind of give feedback as I go. You know what I'm seeing or feeling, or messages I hear and things like that. And I know from the couple times I've been at your land, I feel the ancestors there very, very strongly,
Mhm.
and so we'll see if they have a message for us tonight. And so if you would just join your intentions with mine, and
Mhm.
anyone, whenever you're watching that, you don't have to be watching now. If you're
Mhm.
watching a replay, join your intentions with it. Because the universe knows that you are going to watch it and is holding those intentions. So we'll go ahead and get started with that. And I did put together, everyone, a little slideshow of using Kelly's photography, things that she had posted on social media. And oh, I changed that. I changed that slide. I did. I wonder what. So everyone, I can't go back and change it now, but I did change it, so I don't know why it's not showing here. But so I have the address wrong here. It's Overland Park, Kansas. And anyway, my mistake there.
That's it.
So anyway, we'll go ahead and start, and I'll just ask the creator to run angelic feng shui here. So I see it. We're in the flat ground there with, I see the ancestors like enjoying the sunshine, and they're filling this open area and enjoying the trees.
Mm.
We're going to go now to the house, where Kelly lives, and so there's the house, and there's also two bed and breakfast houses that Kelly rents out that are part of on the land there. And I should say, part of this clearing also, Kelly's land backs up to or connects to the Johnson County Park and Recs. And so some of what you may see might be the park and rec land, but because it was all Indian ground, we're including that, and it's public ground, other than what Kelly owns. So I'm including it in the healing here. So we'll go to the houses and the bed and breakfast now.
Hmm.
You said there was a log cabin there, right, before you built your house?
Yeah.
Because I feel sadness and
Mhm.
fear from there. Yes.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm pretty sure someone died, more than one died there. Now to the bed and breakfast area. I feel prayers were given down here where those are. asking for the Creator to be with them. And then peace and quiet. And we'll go to your pond that you've built there. They love it, Kelly. They love it. They're so grateful for it. They gather much happiness and joy there. Couldn't resist a scene that the kids must have made, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we'll go to the hillside there with the trees. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, I am on Ashaka Halaka someone's teaching there, explaining, giving guidance and direction. They're moving now to the flat ground and down to the river. A lot of resistance and fear here. Um, no, I hear. Many died there, I think. And then there's quiet and peace. And we'll go to the spring. You said you had a spring on the land too.
Mhm.
So we'll clear the waters. I am on Akashika. I am, And we'll go to the trees along the river. They hold stories.
Mhm.
This is where a big clearing is going to be of the trees and the stories, and they hold the as, uh, emotion of the people that were there.
Mhm.
And we'll ask the trees to release those emotions, release the fear, release the sadness, release the anger to the heavens. To pull it up from the roots, from the tears that were shed in the ground, and to pull those up and send them out into the sky.
Mhm.
And we'll ask the trees to heal it, to heal the land too, to heal the people.
Mhm.
And the trees are so very willing to be a part to bringing the healing.
Mhm.
And we need to heal the horses and your other, like your ducks and chickens, things that eat the plants that pull up emotion from the ground. And healing the flowers and the medicinal weeds and the grasses. Blowing the sadness away, blowing love to it. And now the ancestors and uh, any of the Indians that are ready to transition, they can go at this time. Kelly, they're giving you great thanks and appreciation for all you do, for your work, for hearing them, acknowledging them, for speaking of them. They want peace for all who come there. Um, Many blessings and long life for the children. Insight and wisdom for the adults. And beside a blessing for you, a special blessing for Sam for his work, and for your other son. I don't remember his name. And
Ben.
Ben
Mhm.
for their work, and Emma too, and your husband. They are so grateful, and thank you. Um, Gotta excuse me for just a second. I need to burn a smudge stick. One thing good about a wood stove in the house, can always burn a smudge stick. Is there a song or words or poem that you want to say, Kelly?
Hmm. Hmm. Well, a quote that comes to me from something that I've pretty much carried my whole life with my all my work that I've done. And it's just a quote from Longfellow, and it's about persistence, and it goes like this: the divine insanity of noble minds that never falters nor abates, but labors, endures, and waits till all that it foresees it finds, and what it cannot find it creates. And so that those words are about um, never giving up, and 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 if it's not there, that we have the ability to create something new and to create beauty in the world. And I believe that that's what our purpose is to bring love into light and beauty and joy and hope to the world. And that is powerful. That's our power. Everyone has that power to do that. And I would say that it's our greatest gift. And that's what I want the children to go away with, that them to see the light inside them and to know that they have that light to share with the world, and that we can create beauty wherever we go. It's our divine right and our divine power that we're given, and to not only see the beauty and enjoy the beauty, but to transmute the darkness into light. That's a gift that we have. And so my job has been here to transmute what happened before into beauty and light, and that we have opportunities to do that in our every moment, and that I am here now and I am helping with this. So there's always hope, even in future generations. And that's why it's so important to nurture these future generations, because they're the ones that are going to be healing the things that we've done now that may have created problems for our earth and our environment and our nature. And so it's so important to nurture those children so that they can be the peacemakers and the light workers of the future.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. So I guess that concludes tonight and for the clearing. And again, Kelly's contact information is down below. And if you would say your website one more time, Kelly.
BlueRiverForestExperience.org.
There you go. All right. Thank you, everyone, for holding your intentions with us It's needed here and throughout the world. So, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can hang on a second here, Kelly. Just a minute. We'll say goodbye to everybody. And thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe.